everyone, Dave from Tombstone Tech, and like a lot of haunters, I also decorate the house for Christmas. Although I don't put, admittedly, as much effort into decorating for Christmas as I do for Halloween, because when I do, my Halloween sensitivities kind of kick in, and then it just becomes weird and goes off the rails. But I do like to decorate for Christmas, and I keep it pretty traditional by putting up some lights and a few other things. But there's some things in Christmas decorating that are applicable to Halloween, and I will talk about them in this video while I deck the halls of my house. So let's decorate for Christmas. Okay, so this is my house, and as you can see, I could possibly have some challenges in decorating it because I've got this peaked roof up here, and that peak up there is a solid 25-30 feet above the upper deck, and I'll show you how I deal with that. Then downstairs here, I've already started decorating a little bit. You might notice that I have these candy canes on the post. Hi, Dave. These candy canes that light up, and I also have in the bushes, I have some twinkling lights. And then upstairs, I like to put lights along the railing of the deck, and then also I'll put lights around the door and those two windows and along the eaves of the house. And that is the biggest challenge, but again, I will show you how I deal with that. Now, ordinarily, I am not given to the as seen on TV gadgets that you see in the big box stores and so forth, but this is something that I saw in the store, and I thought, you know, if that works the way the package says it works, that could be a very handy thing for me. Now, this video is not sponsored by the people who make this thing, and I can't even remember the name on the package. I think it's called the No Ladder Pro or something like that. But what this basically is this is a pole that extends. It has this little grabber thing on the end of it there. Grab. And it's also interchangeable with this piece. Now, what this is get a nice tight shot of that. This pole comes with a bunch of these clips, and now these clips work several different ways. One way that they work is that they hook on. You can hook your Christmas lights into this, and then this clips onto the gutter, the rain gutter. Also, this piece on the end right here can be slipped under the shingles on your roof to hold lights up that way. And this part here can clip onto hand railings, and it so happens that my house has all three of these situations where I like to put lights. And I'm going to show you how this thing works because I really like it. It actually works the way it's supposed to work. Now, this also has some Halloween applications because, well, some people for Halloween, they decorate their house by putting up purple or green or orange, you know, basically Christmas lights on the house. And this could certainly be used for that. Another thing that you might use this for is if you have a long run of like speaker wires or something, you could conceivably use this to attach the speaker wires to the eave of the house and, you know, get them up and over to where you want them to be. If you have any sort of cabling to run, you could do it with this, and it's a pretty neat little device. And the way it works is these holders, they click into that thing and they stay in there until you pull the trigger down here and then they will release just like that. And the nice thing is you don't have to hold the trigger to keep it in there. You see it's locked in there and it's not coming out until you pull the trigger down here, and then they just very easily slide out of the end and they're up there on the gutter or under the eave or on the handrail, and they're pretty good at staying put. So this is what I use, especially for that really tall peak on the roof here. One thing that's a little bit of a drawback is that this plastic that they make this out of is not terribly tolerant of UV. And after a year, a season or two of sitting out on your roof and being exposed to sunlight, they get very brittle. But they do sell refills of just these clips. So every year for me, it starts right here. I have this timer onto which I've used zip ties to put a three-way outlet, because I have a couple of different strings of light, and I just plug it in there like that, and that's where all my Christmas lights plug in. I'll probably do something to secure this so that it's not just hanging off of that light fixture, but that's where we start. So this is my string of lights that goes along the eaves of the house, and first thing I'm going to do is just uncoil this and get it laid out approximately where it's going to go. And you'll see here, of course, I do have a ladder because I guess I'm not a no ladder pro person. Even with that extension rod that clips the lights onto the eaves, I still got to use a ladder to get that very top part. By the way, all my Christmas lights are LED, so they use less power, and they're nice and bright and colorful, and they look nice. And also the fact that they are LED means I can handle them a little more roughly than I would typical Christmas lights, which is why you just saw me drop the string on the ground there. It's not a great habit, but you can get away with it. Okay, now I don't actually need this to put the lights right here, because obviously I can reach it, but just to show you how it works, I'm going to take one of these clips and put it in there like that. And I'm going to take the Christmas lights and I'm going to plug them in, because there's nothing worse than putting up the Christmas lights and then finding out you can't reach the plug. But I'm just gonna slip the light under the clip. Wait a minute. Yeah, make sure I can get this up where I want it. Slip the light under the clip, shove it between the roof and the flashing, pull the trigger, think, and it's up. Isn't that handy? And now it's just a matter of going all the way along the house like that. Okay, now right here, I'm going to transition from shingles to the rain gutter. So now to go onto the rain gutter, instead of putting the plastic clip in this way, I'm going to turn around and put it in this way. Oops. Because I'm going to be hooking the Christmas light in on this part, and I'll be able to hang it on the rain gutter. Okay, so now we're going to transition from gutter back to shingles. Something really satisfying about it clicking in like that. And so now is the time to extend the pole a bit. Now you see I accidentally pulled one out, but what I can do is I can put the claw back on here, grab that clip and reinsert it. Now we're starting to get to the interesting part, the really high peak. All right, now this is the part that really sucks because it's the hardest part to do, and B, it's also the part where I have to cheat and use a ladder, even though this is supposed to be the no ladder Christmas light system. Slip that in there. Oh, I think I got it. Oh yeah. All right. So the rest hopefully will be easy. So I'm down to the part now where I've been able to shorten the pole a little bit. And as you can see, I'm almost done. That'll do it. So now comes the part where I'm going to put lights around the windows and this door and that window. But fortunately, my house has this vinyl siding on it that has lots of places to tuck wires, which makes this part go pretty quickly too. I also have these vertical parts where sometimes I can tuck in a extension cord or something. So onto the windows. And I'm just going to start tucking it in here. Now in a perfect world, I would be able to just bring this down here, and then I'd be able to plug this end into this end like that, and it would light up. But sadly, there's no such thing as free energy. Now you may also have noticed that as I'm putting these strings up, I think this is the one that goes around the door, I'm not bothering on where I'm going to plug them in, and that's because I'll plug them in using extension cords. I like to get the lights where I want the lights and not have the power source dictate that for me. So I'll show you that part in a little bit. Now I have a bit of leftover string here, but I'm going to use that to plug into the lights that go around this window. And I'll show you what I do with the extra lights. One thing that I do when I connect two strings of lights like this is I'll do this. I'll actually tie a little granny knot and then plug it in, because that way they can't come unplugged. And once again, we have a little bit of leftover light at the end, but that's okay. Now we're gonna start plugging things in. Now the lights on the front of the house get run from this light fixture right here. And what I do is I unplug the bug bulb that works really well, as you can tell from all the dead bugs and spiders and so forth around this light fixture. I'm going to screw in a socket extender, which makes it a little easier to get at. And then also I have this, which allows me to plug Christmas lights, or in this case an extension cord, into that socket. Just makes it. Let's see, what are we gonna do with that? I'll get a welcome mat, that's what I'll do. All right, now for the window here, I'm gonna use this white extension cord because it blends in with the house a little better. Just gonna plug that in there. Plug it in like that. And there we have it. Now then, I mentioned about when you have leftover lights on the string, and the way you deal with that, it's right here, aluminum foil, or for my friends across the pond, aluminium foil. I have these lights that are extraneous and hanging down. I don't want people really looking at them. So what I do is I simply take some aluminum foil and I just wrap it around the lights that I don't want people to see. The reason I do it this way is because with these LED lights, they don't unscrew from the string like old style Christmas light bulbs. You can get them off the string if you really want to, but it's kind of a pain and not really worth the effort when you could just wrap it in aluminum foil. And I know this isn't the most attractive looking thing, but the truth of it is, usually when you're looking at Christmas lights, you're looking at them in the dark, and in the dark you won't see the aluminum foil. You'll just see the lights, and you'll only see the lights that you are intended to see. And another reason why you can get away with this when you're using LED lights is that they don't get hot. They get very slightly warm, but they really don't get hot. And so you don't have to worry that you are, wrapping the lights in aluminum foil and they're gonna overheat and cause problems, because really they won't. You see, I have a couple extra lights right here, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Sometimes what you can do is just wrap the individual lights. And now you don't have lights hanging down that you don't want people to look at. Okay, so that's lights all around the eave of the house and around the front windows and the front door. And I only had to use a ladder for one part of it. And I think overall the whole thing took me maybe half an hour. That's the way to do it. But there's still more. So coming into the home stretch now, got to do the lighting on the railing, and again I'll be using those No Ladder Pro clips. Alrighty, so I have here the lights that are going to go along the railing here, and again I'm going to be using these guys to attach them to the railing. Throw these over the side here and let gravity help me out. There we go. Okay, want the lights to start right here, so just take that. Here's the clip, and it just goes, well, I'll start over here. Just goes right over the handrail like that, and now that's clipped on there. Move along and put this one right there, and so on and so forth. Okay, so as you can see now, we have the lights all the way around the railing. We have the lights around the windows and the door and up over the eaves of the house. That just leaves down here. The power outlet is there. All the lights and everything are out here. So what I'm going to do in order to run power to that, where the cord won't be any place where people will trip on it, is that I'm going to go along that wall, up those stairs, and then down and start hooking into the candy canes and the lights that are in the hedges. So here we go. I think that's about it. I'll come out later when it's dark and see how it all looks. So there you have it. I would say in total this took me maybe about an hour and a half to do. I didn't do it all at once, but hardest part, of course, was getting the lights up on the eave of the house, but it's all up now, and I think it looks okay. This is at the back of our property. For the first time this year, I put some lights on the garden shed. There's the blacked out lights. And if we come around the front of the house, See the lights around the kitchen window. There's my wife. She's in there making a pie. And there's the lit up wreath on the door, battery powered, obviously. And you can see into our living room and see our Christmas tree. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you will like and subscribe. And I'm going to go in the house because it's cold, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.